Hello everyone, welcome to our Let's Play series of Pathfinder Kingmaker. This is Girl RPG as usual, and I'm very happy that you chose to join me today as we look for a murderer. It's, I'm sure, going to be a lot of fun, but we'll see about that. Let's talk to Garrus again, because we did that before, and might as well. Keston's brow is furrowed. He looks at you, awaiting your orders. So, let's see, is this just, changing my attitude here? Maybe. There's someone who seemed especially suspicious to me. That's interesting. Who would you interrogate first? Keston shoots a glance at the dwarf at the counter. The hostess has been staring hate at us since we entered. Mind her, he says. Yeah, well, she has her reasons. I've been here before. Let's send Valerie back there so I can see if there's anybody back there. Dumra looks at you without a word. How many people are there in the lodge now, except for you? Watch yourself. There are 3 of them, all sitting over there. Dumra nods towards her guests. I asked for people. There are 3 of them? 3? That one in the kitchen, guessing she's the servant to these 2 noble folk. They look to be carrying all the coin. Yeah, can you help me? I'm looking for someone. Dumra gives you a sullen glance. It seems she's not too happy to talk with you, but she doesn't dare refuse it openly. Or at all, because refusing it, she's not doing it. Well, we'll see if she refuses to talk not openly. Do you know who your guests are? Why should I? Dumra tilts her head, her eyes appraising you. I'm not their ward. They come, they pay for a bed, they keep quiet. Why would I care who they are? A cultist of Lamashtu is hiding in your lodge. I have to find them. Dumra stares at you for a moment and then utters a hoarse chuckle. One of Lamashtu's own? That's quite a story you've spun, your grace. Next, you'll tell me I'm holding Ravaguk down in the cellar? And what's your proof that I had cultists? Here we go, says Jaethal. Do you know how many times I've heard such words in the Yadaran court? As a side note, most of those speaking them turned out to be guilty. Yeah, actually, my problem with her words is that she's openly doubting me, which is precisely because she's doing 2 things. First off, she's saying I'm accusing her of hiding cultists, which I am not. Although that might be a misunderstanding of the writers, and the writers might think I am, in which case I am, but this is not me saying that she is hiding cultists. But secondly, and more importantly, it's what I'm saying, she's doubting me, which is a bit of an issue, and is not going to endear me to her at all. Several hours' walk from your lodge is a phrasing, please? There is a shrine of Lamashtu several hours away from... A few hours. Several would imply the opposite of what I'm trying to imply. It's close by is what I'm trying to say. Baroness, enough, the dwarf claps her hands. Here in the Stolen Lands you can't swing a dead cat without hitting some goblin's nest or cursed ruins or a shrine of something foul. I don't like your tone, Dumra. Really? That's not a question, though. The dwarf frowns, her eyes narrowing. And how would you react if a mob barged into your home and started troubling you and your guests? If you were expecting me to bow and scrape before you, then you're mistaken. I'm not going to argue with you, because there is no point. She's not going to get out of here, so I can arrest her if she is with them. I'm not going to talk about crimes. Do you let everyone into your house? Dumra's face turns red. What are you hinting at, huh? Well, at this point I can outright accuse you of being in cahoots with them, because I don't think that's going to change anything. Your guests, I meant that followers of Lamashtu prefer... Oh, yeah, that's nice. I meant that followers of Lamashtu prefer, let's say, free relationships. I think what she means is that... What I'm trying to say is that she doesn't charge them. Maybe. Because what is free in this context? Dumra straightens and inhales slowly, a snarl rattling in her throat. You know what? You may be a baroness, but I'm not going to listen to your filth. She spits on the counter, which I assume is just meant to allow her to clean it a little bit. And then, almost out of habit, she immediately begins cleaning the surface with a rag. It's not almost out of habit. It is what she was doing. And I don't know what it is. My character understands it as what she was going to do. What has my life come to when such as you brands me as one of ill repute? One such as me? What do you mean, one such as me? Seriously, what does she mean, one such as me? No. This is not a throwaway line. She is actually saying that I have no place branding her, probably implying anyone, as of ill repute. Because I'm of ill repute? Is that what she means? I'm not of ill repute. I'll have you know. I dungeons with her. Or not. Let's not. Chaotic neutral. Must remember. I'm not lawful neutral. It's important. So, do you remember... Okay, let's go back to my previous question. I'm not going to ask her. She's not going to cooperate. Yeah, we have... Find the Priest of Lamashtu. I will. So we have Sana over here. There's a perception check over here. The table is piled with dirty dishes and cold leftover food. No, don't talk to her. Do the kitchen stove thing. Something is burning inside the stove. It was thrown in the fire not long ago. It's called wood. My character can't tell, though. The perception check was successful, though. Man, that must have been the lowest check ever. DC 15. No, it's the super hardest check ever. Hi. The kitchen servant is busy grinding herbs with a mortar. She is wearing a dress soiled with dark stains, and her hair is knotted in a bun with a few stray hairs poking free. The woman doesn't appear to notice you as she makes her way to the stove. You notice she's limping badly on her right leg. Before you can speak, she turns and sees you and freezes. She's the one. She's the assassin. Not assassin. What did the game call it that I said it is not gendered? Who are you? Named Sana. I cook for Tedrims, nobles from Restov. She wipes her hands with her apron. What will it be? Apparently she's cooking for the house. Also, it's interesting because it makes sense that she would be her because she's the servant. And if she wants to hide, she makes her servants be the bosses and herself be the servant. What can you tell me about your masters? And I'm going to do air quotes just to be like looking at her and see what she has to say about that. She's not going to notice the air quotes, but she's going to frown. No quicker road to trouble. Talking about masters, that is. She glances at your clothes and sighs. How would you like it if your servants were all a gossip about you? I would like that a lot. I am very big fan of such things. Then pay regular. They pay regular, not stingy with their coin. They don't yell much, so I count myself fortunate, I do. Very non-specific. Why are they here, do you think? None of my business. Might be they have things to do, but I wouldn't know it. I mend, I cook, and I serve I serve when and where needed. Alright, so... I need a key to your room. Room? She raises an eyebrow. I don't have a room except here in the kitchen. Bed's a bench. Oh, the bed is a bench. Still warm enough, though. That's still in, though. What are you cooking, Sana? She throws a glance at the stove. That's theirs for tomorrow. She hesitates. Tomorrow's midday meal, it is. I'm gonna pick in the stew pot. You take the lid off the pan. Some brew boils inside. It looks strange and smells odd. You lean over, smell the stew, and immediately flinch. The acrid stink of vinegar feels like a punch in the eyes. I don't know any food that's cooked that way, although I'm sure you can do that. I mean, boil vinegar. I mean, right? I'm sure there's food like that. Besides, you can smell some strange spice. Let's say sugar, which would be actually sugar. Sugar exists in this world. I don't know. That's a spice, which would be appropriate in a dessert, but not in a first course for dinner. Appropriate? That's They're from lands far away. There's no appropriate here. I don't know where they're from. All right, I won't trouble you any longer. We're looking for a criminal who may have fled this way. Have you seen anyone suspicious? What can be seen here, you say? Sana snorts. Ask Dumra. She runs the house. She does. Has anyone come into the kitchen recently? Only Dumra came. No doubt checking to see I'm not palming the silver, as if there's anything worth stealing here. So there's not. Has anyone? So there's not? What is there not? Anything? There's not. Okay. The hostess of the lodge doesn't mind you cooking at her kitchen. As if she came here often herself, she throws her hands up. Filth piled in the corners. The floor sandal deep in dirt. Had to work my fingers to bones. To the bone. Yes, my fingers to the bone to clean the kitchen before I could start a proper meal in this. And she curls her lip. This cowshed. Interesting that it didn't get marked as that. That's curious. I wonder why. It should, if it's automatic. You know, I don't know. Anyway, that's all I need. I have to go. She's probably the one. So she doesn't have a, oh. The back door was used recently. Well, yeah, but can you use the... A sling staff. Of course. A sling staff +2, in fact. Let's go over there and sort by date. This is... Why can't we use... Why... Who can... Nobody can use this? Curious. Probably requires exotic thing or something. Maybe she's gonna be able to tell me about the sling staff, huh? Lucky me, finding the culprit immediately. The holy symbol of Erastil. The fire that runs red, which means it's not very hot. Fire crackles, bringing comfort to weary travelers. And then there is Erastil's holy... Is Erastil's holy symbol above the fire... I don't know. How would you... Because you need the. There is the holy symbol... There is a holy symbol of Erastil above the fireplace. That's how you do that. The god of the hunt and family ties protects this place. Let's have a chat with Owlcat. A young woman stands before you wearing a plain dress and a hooded cloak. Her belly is swollen, she's pregnant, and her time is near. Your Grace, it's an honor. The woman bows and then stares at you with shining eyes. Okay, so I did think that there were more than 3 people in here, and I'm pretty sure she's not one of them. I think there's another person down here, so I really don't understand why she said there's 3 of them when I asked for people, and apparently Owlcat is not a people. She's not a people. Anyway, I thought I'd never be able to thank you in person for your kindness, but gods were kind to some gods were kind to me, she says. You must have forgotten already, but it was you who discovered my husband's body. Wayne's partner, a merchant who was killed by bandits not far from the house of Bartholomew the Wizard. I did forget about that, yeah. No, I didn't. I actually remember. Yeah. A trader died on one of his trips. You found a brooch and a letter on his body and had it sent to me. She touches a turquoise brooch pinned to her dress. The brooch is familiar to you. You made it possible that the last gift from my husband has... You made it possible that the last gift from my husband found its way home. There's not enough words in the world for how grateful I am. Well, I'm looking for a cultist of a dark goddess. Can you help me? Owlcat pales. Cultists? That's terrible. But how can I help you? Have you seen anything suspicious tonight? No, I don't think so. Do you know anyone in this hall? The first time I've seen these people was when I stepped over the threshold of this lodge. She means she hasn't seen them before. I think that's what she means. Do you know who came to the lodge last? I heard a noise from the kitchen. It was like something fell on the floor. And then this grumpy old lady, Dumra, came out. Wait a minute, Dumra... What do you mean, this grumpy old lady, Dumra? You make it sound as if she wasn't here before when I came here before. Or is this... We have been here, right? This is the same lodge that we came to before. Maybe not. Maybe it's different. I don't know. Okay, let's talk about something else. Owlcat gives you several hasty nods. It seems the talk of cultists has frightened her. So what are you doing here? I'm taking what rest I can after a long day on the road, Your Grace. I'm a widow. Olika stops short. I've barely had 2 seasons to mourn my husband, and he left me with child, and in difficult times like these. I've got a sister in Growlton. God's bless her. She's agreed to give me a shelter in her house, so I went there. There was nowhere else to go. Oh, I think I know why she said... She didn't say, the gods helped me. She said, gods help me. I think that might be a sort of a... Somewhere up in here she said that. I think that might be sort of a phrasing mistake. Because the notions of... I don't know that I actually don't know if we have records of in Old English of how they mention the blessing of gods and specific like that. But of course, there's what's the word? Polytheistic religions. That's probably the word. Henotheistics depends on what they are. Anyway, there's religions where God's blessing things exist, and those religions usually don't do this. This, as far as I'm led to believe, of course, feel free to correct me if you know better in the comments, and by all means, please do if you know better. But I think this is mostly just a way to build the world a little bit. It's a polytheistic world, and just gods bless her, and gods know this, and gods know that, and it's very derived from the monotheistic tradition, at least in English, of just being God did do this, or oh by God, or my God, or something like that, and because the expression God knows rather, that expression works very well, and you can translate it to gods know, so it's easy. But what the expression she used is an exception to that. So I'm actually looking for it and I can't see it. Maybe a young woman, was it here? Maybe it was somebody. Oh, there it is. But gods were kind to me. She says it in a way that she doesn't know which gods. She should say, the gods were kind to me. But this expression works very well if you say, but God was kind to me, if you're using the traditional singular God that is more traditional to English. So I think it's a mistranslation here, basically. It's not mistranslation. I guess it's not a matter of mistranslation. Is that you can't say it, yeah, that doesn't make sense. But over here, when she says "God's bless her," that works well. And when I read that thing the first time around, I wasn't thinking that it's just a world like this. Well, of course, I knew it was a world with multiple gods, but anyway, just as far as I know, parts of the world or religions that have multiple gods, they just say this God blessed you, or God's blessing things is a thing, but it's not usually the expression. It's and even Christianity has it, specifically naming specific demigods. Well, actually, saints in the name. The technical name is saints, although they work as well, it depends. Depends on which faction of Christianity it is. But anyway, naming specific saints for specific things absolutely is a traditional thing to do. So this is more of a derivative expression than a realistic expression, but it is traditional to see in fantasy writing, so it's definitely okay. She says she has agreed to give me. She agreed to give me a shelter in her house. Give me shelter in her house. So I went there. There was nowhere else to go. A memory of Olika's letter emerges from the depths of her mind. She mentioned her son in that letter, but now there is no child by her mother. It's odd that Olika, who's been planning to stay at Gralton, excuse the hiccup, didn't bring her son with her. Yes, it is. And can I ask about her son? Apparently not. Where are you from? From Galt, Your Grace. I'm from a tiny village near the tract. Guess no one here ever heard about that place? You recall the location of Galt and Gralton. As far as you know, the stolen lands lay beside? My God, this dialogue is... Whew. Anyway, I'm gonna read it as it's written. I don't Anyway, as far as you know, stolen lands lay aside from the places Olika had named. And all the tenses are wrong. Anyway, are you planning to stay in Gralton? Olika hesitates. I don't know yet, she answers. But if things turn out well, why not? It was a long journey for you, I guess. She shrugs. I've little coin, your grace. So I have to beg traders on the road to ride in their carts. I spend nights anywhere I have to. This time is at least warm and dry. This place is at least warm and dry. I need a key for your room. Olika hesitates and then takes a key out of her cloak and hands it to you without a word. Thank you. Yeah. There are more people in here, so that yeah, I have no idea what that thing is. No, wait, that's Karen. Karen? Keston Garris. That's quite a funny name. Militiaman. Militiaman is not a suspect. Militiaman, also not a suspect. Absolutely. They don't exist. Hello. Cabron. Cabron Tedring. A bearded, middle-aged man stands before you. He wears a massive gold chain on his neck. The woman beside him gives a polite smile and a nod as you approach. Greetings, Baroness. The man's voice is so low as to rumble, but I'm not gonna do it. Let me introduce myself, Cabron Tedrim from Restov. He nods to the woman beside him. And this is my wife, Una Tedrim. It's all very Spanish sounding. We've come to your lands to hunt, yet I admit we did not expect to meet you in person. To what do we owe this honor? The woman in the kitchen. Is she your cook? Cabron nods quickly. Oh, yes. We just can't imagine our lives without Sana. Yes. Nodding quickly there. That's a hint. And that also makes very little sense. Well, it's not necessarily unbelievable, but it is weird. Una coughs delicately, which is her obviously talking subtext to Cabron. My constitution demands a unique diet. She studies you closely. Although not so closely as to invade your private space. A private matter, if you don't mind. You recognized me at once, didn't you? I doubt it. But news about developments within the stolen lands and your role in them have traveled far. The news have. Gilladel is a well-known name beyond your borders. Do excuse my wrongful usage of the dash. Anyway, Cabron gives a polite half-bow. Far from Brevoy, are you not? Yes, you see, I've heard the wildlife here is excellent sport. So I decided to see for myself, sort truth from rumor, you understand. Fortunately, my fair wife was in favor of the trip. Dash, so here we are. So do you prefer snares or a bow? A bow. What kind of prey do you hunt? Cabron freezes. The cougars. He swallows again as if something to take a breath. That was not meant to be a joke, by the way. I think he's not anyway. He'd be funny if it were, right? Anyway, I don't. They need to introduce his wife in a different manner anyway. Magnificent predators, worthy prey for a worthy hunter. He gives an awkward smile. They give a lot of smiles, but I don't know to whom. I assume it's to me. Well, I hope you enjoy your hunting. Let's change the topic. Tell me about yourself, please. I am a legalist, Baroness. Cabron hooks his thumbs into his embroidered belt. My job is to ensure Restorv's law are upheld. My wife is a keeper of the hearth, and my loyal companion in prolonged journeys. What is a keeper of the hearth? The heck is that? That's not capitalized. And also, what is a legalist? Is he a lawyer? Because why does he hunt if he's a lawyer? His cover story is very bad. Oh, oh no. Oh, yeah, oof. Okay, yeah, the keeper of the heart there, it's a housewife. However, housewife, the term housewife, even though it is a very old term, doesn't, or has a very specific usage in modern day society, because it is in opposition, or rather in contrast with the profession of the breadwinner, because housewife and breadwinner are the sort of antagonical terms in the sense that they work together, but still are, it's the dualism in a patriarchal society where the man works and the woman keeps the house. The Romans did this, but it was that's possibly the origins of the tradition, at least in Europe, for millennia, basically, up until very recently. But it's still the term housewife is used when you need that distinction, when you need to say that your wife doesn't work and it is a special thing. Because if it isn't a special thing, you wouldn't say that. You wouldn't even refer to your wife having a job, because that is indeed how you see wives being referred to through centuries. And even the Romans, like, you just wouldn't say it. You wouldn't talk about that. You say your job is this. Your wife is also this. I mean, she's a housewife, but like, I'm a smith. My wife is a smith too. I don't care. I mean, she just helps a little bit. I guess she's the housewife. And of course, that's not necessarily the case of this society. So that's weird. A keeper of the hearth is weird, is what I'm saying. Anyway, Uma nods without a word, her gaze fixed on you. I'm gonna bluff. But, oh man, I wish I could have this nice things with the other person. That he's obviously the person I'm looking for. A legalist, so you're... No. I'm gonna bluff. Oh yes, of course, Cabron te Dream. I have heard about you and your famous legal cases and your keeper of the hearth. Cabron te Dream freezes as if someone put a knife to his throat. Is that so? He tries to smile, but his eyes are fearful. I doubt, Baroness, that anything you heard that concerned me. My family name is a common one. I've had so many relatives, I know not a quarter of them. He clears his throat. Okay, well, it's good to get the experience, I guess. A legalist, so you're a judge. Cabron smiles slightly. Not exactly. I work as a legal defendant in cases where... So I was right, he's a lawyer. In cases when a suspect's innocence must be proven. And I admit I have moderate success in this field. Cabron seems about to elaborate and then stops. No need to bother you with the tedious tales from the courts. Una Tedrim raises her hand. We've decided that a trip was in order. My husband worked long hours during the last several months, so he felt a journey would be good for us. Yeah, sure. Would you, well, with a difficult job like yours, it's impossible to get by without some divine support. Whom do you address your prayers to? Let's go with that. Why, to Abadar, of course, divine patron of law and lawyers. Cabron looks at you intently. Surely you are aware of Abadar, are you not? You must be, no matter. That last sentence is weird, and I don't understand what he means. The god of walls and ditches. In the Eastern Dragon Empires is known to be a patient deity, maintaining a strong neutral stance in his actions. He sets forth to expand civilization and order among the people of Golarion. I think neutral there being the alignment. God of I should have read the first line. God of cities, law, merchants, and wealth. It's very interesting. That has a defend attorney. He would be neutral. Your Honor... honor? Is it how you address the judge in modern times? Let's go with that. Your Honor, my client over here is such a nice person. Yes, sure, he stole some things, but, you know, he's a nice person. Neutrality. Ta-da. That doesn't quite work for defense attorneys. Or for attorneys in general. Or for anything in general. Neutrality in the sense of well, I hesitate to say in the sense of the traditional Dungeons and Dragons alignment thing. I hesitate to say that because I think that it changed depending on the rules. I remember reading the Advanced Dungeons and Dragons descriptions of neutral, and it was not as the description for 3.5 or for 3.0, where 3.0 I think introduced a different stance on what neutrality is in the alignments, which is a little bit of evil and a little bit of good, which for me it just makes no sense is what I was going to say. And even it's not even about evil or good. It's just, you know, yes, I'll say mean things about you, but I'll also say good things about you as a defense attorney. Anyway, and I think that didn't exist in Advanced Dungeons and Dragons, which is the second edition. An odd place to rest for the night. Yeah, an inn in the middle of the boons. Why, Baroness? Una gives a false smile. That, I mean, if I'm... Sure. We adore this charming dwelling. She glances around the dim hall. Her smile remains, but you notice she raises an eyebrow at her surroundings as if in judgment. She is judging. She's saying, charming dwelling. She is judging, absolutely. Not as if. She is absolutely in judgment. A crime has taken place. Nah, I'm not gonna. I need a key to your room. Despite Una's cool expression, you notice a bead of sweat running down her temple. As she spots your glance... My what? I didn't... I'm gonna tuck it away. And she's not gonna spot it anymore. And she tightens her lips. Capron takes a key from his purse and hands it to you. As you wish, Butterness. I'll come back to you later. I'm gonna save here because I don't know if going upstairs is gonna... should I talk to the housewife here? That's her name. Housewife did dream. Hello. No. She doesn't have a different dialogue. It's basically a dialogue hub. There. Okay, so I fully expect to find absolutely nothing up here. Because the game is already giving me all the things. So we got the dreams chest over here. There is should be Tradims with the apostrophe after the S rather than before. There are no hunting bows, arrows, snares, or any other sign of Tradims Tradims, excuse the hiccup, having any hunting on their minds. Yeah, because they're lawyers. And housewife lawyers. The bags contain Tradims' clothes and personal belongings. The sheets are crumpled. The blanket is thrown aside. It seems someone was sleeping in this bed not long ago. Okay, that's not nothing out of the ordinary. And we have a cloak, which is a cloak of resistance +2. I do enjoy a good cloak of resistance, or any good cloak for that matter. That's for that is a +2 already. Good. Oh, is it actually? Oh, is that armor class? +2 armor. Yep, that is just great. That is a cloak of resistance. Lovely. You're gonna get that. And what about you? You have... Makes a successful bite attack if... Yeah, just good things. And that is a resistance +2. Oh. Okay. Well, I'm glad I got that. I also got another thing, didn't I? Money, maybe? Anyway. We couldn't open these doors before. She rolled a 2. She rolled a 6. She can win that. She can succeed at that. I'm gonna open that off camera because it's gonna require saves coming, and I will open it because I don't want to come back over here. And honestly, I don't even know what key that would be. This is Olika's bed. Wait, she has a bed? No, this is the pregnant lady. The chest contains modest clothing, some packed leftover food, a purse with herbs, and some personal belongings. Because the other things weren't personal belongings. The table holds a pile of letters crossed with a ribbon. These are the letters... Sorry. These are the letters from Olika's deceased husband. It seems they corresponded often. That is locked. Freaking hell, can you please stop rolling zeros? Save. There it is. Oh, and I succeeded. Perfect. She rolled a 16. And we got a lot of stuff. I mean, I didn't really need that stuff, but I mean, it's good to have the money. The mattress covers... The mattress is covering bloodstained cloth and bandages. Okay, that's sort of weird, but I wouldn't suspect Olika. I mean, we know this place is barely cleaned, so maybe somebody else before? Or maybe it's just her that... Hopefully she's not having any... Oh, dang it. It's not what I wanted. I didn't know I could sleep for free. No. Just, you get the thing. Oh, that was... Seriously. And it does a weird thing with the soundtrack all of a sudden. I have a way to improve her skills, don't I? I have like... or I had a way. Have like... Yeah, plus competence bonus on all skill checks. That's the stuff. Didn't I have something better? All saving throws extra... Oh. It's just a good thing over there. Absolutely. Yeah, get that hat. Let's do this. It's Jethal, isn't it? No, that's Emery. Dang it. Jethal. You have +2 enhancement bonus to intelligence. Yeah, but that's not lockpicking, I don't think. Let's look at character over here. Use device... trickery. Yeah. That is dexterity based. Interesting. Yeah. What? There we go. Okay. Jaethal, open that. She failed. And she rolled a 9. It's gonna be a tricky one. Let's fix it. I fixed it. It wasn't that difficult. 5 tries. Something like that. Wait, that's not you. That's you. There we go. She's going around with a headband of vast... I love the name. Headband of vast intelligence. Is this anybody's place, though? I think I've been here before. What's that? Yeah, I've definitely been here before. I'm glad that I opened it. The sheets on this bed look dirty. The old bed cover is sewed together from the number of patches. Judging by the number of patches. Or by the number of patches. Receipts, shopping lists, and other papers pile over Dumra's stable. Okay, this is Dumra's thing. A pile of dirty clothes covers some snares. There are a few hunting bows and quivers with arrows. Yeah, so she's a huntress. Okay. Well, I know exactly whom to blame on this. I have always known, and I swear I actually didn't come here suspecting Sana, by the way. I could have, because there was some hints that we should come, but I came here because, yeah. And look at that, no checks we can make. We really should be able to, but... Aha, I know you should be the answer, basically. Hey, let's arrest people. So, there is someone who seems especially suspicious to me. Just call the name and I will interrogate that person. Yeah, I did the interrogation already, but, yeah. It's not Cabron, it's Dumra, it's Sana. Tedrim's maid. Again, apostrophe. And it should be the Tedrim's maid. Keston raises his brow. You think so? He thinks for a moment and then nods. As you wish, my Baroness, I'll bring her. I think, Sana, you know why I've brought you here, says Keston. I don't know why I'm giving him this accent, but I'm gonna go with that. The kitchen servant casts a wary look at Keston and then you. I would? How? Do you jest, my lord? She gives a half smile as if uncertain. How could I know what you are thinking? Enough. We know who you are. Lamashtu won't help you. Sana is silent for a moment and then straightens like a serpent. Do serpents do that? Okay. She's doing what serpents do when they straighten. Her eyes cold with contempt. Is that so? Her accent has vanished. The demeanor of a peasant shed like a cloak. Then you know little of our faith. Indeed. The Great Mother is with me. Tanya's voice is ice. Prepare yourself for her. The Cabrons aren't even fighting. Well, let's see what I can do. So, Thundershot, let's go with that. I think that's not gonna last too long. I don't know what skill she's casting, but where are you? There you are. Good. Shoot. Oh, she's going for Gilladel. Okay, just a little bit of blood. I'm sorry, Tundra, or whatever. Stop, I surrender! I surrender! The priestess of Lamashtu holds her hands over her bleeding wounds, moaning in pain. She raises the hem of her skirt and starts to wipe away the blood from her legs. Apparently, she didn't get wounds. Okay. Her right leg is covered with sores, oozing pus, and yellow ichor. What the heck is wrong with this? You and your minions unleashed a blight across my lands because you monsters overrun the barony and honest people fear to leave their homes. Because of you, this is what I'm saying. The priestess of Lamashtu shakes her head and tries to close her wounds, moaning. Oh, that's what he means by wiping the blood. That's nonsense. I have heard the stories about what's happening in your barony, half-elf, but I have nothing to do with this. The Great Mother rules the monsters of this world, but if you had truly earned her wrath, your lands would be drowning in blood. No, Baroness, you must look elsewhere to place the blame. Lamashtu and her followers have nothing to do with your troubles. Tell me who you are. Quick now. I am the priestess of the cult of Lamashtu, the Great Mother, the ancestress. Is that the thing? I suppose. Of monsters. And the priestess struggles to raise her chin, her voice a hiss. I'm not from these lands. I came because of the pleas of your people, who seek the mercy of my goddess. I came to these lands in secret and hid my identity from everyone except for those initiated in the mysteries of Great Mother. That's a different thing, not the Great Mother, it's just it's like a musical style. Even the hostess of this lodge had no idea who I was, and those looking for divine benefaction found me on their own. And there are more than the followers of Erastil. And there are more than the followers of Erastil would believe. The culprit has confessed their crimes. It's time to announce the verdict, says Jaethal. Tell me about the cult of Lamashtu. We are numerous and we are strong. The tribe of Lamashtu followers grows every day, breeds, and spreads over the lands of Golarion in search for the places to create new packs. What kind of rituals were you performing at the shrine? We prayed to Lamashtu. We asked for new offsprings in the pack. That's not how... There's no plural, I don't think. We mated like wild animals. You know, with their backs to each other. Free of stupid prejudices. The priestess's lips curve in a grin. I'll spare you the details. Please don't. Half health. Those like you are unable to accept the greatness of our ancient faith. Aren't you a merry bunch? Octavia giggles, waving her finger, taunting the priestess. But you know, Callistria's faithful have a lot of fun too. Just without the risk of growing a pair of tentacles in the process. Or maybe with the risk of... anyway, don't you dare compare your frivolous goddess to ours. Yeah, they have tentacle monsters. Octavia, shut up. You don't know anything about fun. Who's as old as the world itself? Your orgies are little more than entertainment for bored townfolk. Ours are full of primordial wisdom. They're full of wisdom. It's wisdom. Valerie winces. Could we please skip the theological... It's... Valerie? You wouldn't know... Anyway, she says this is theological debate. No, her line is actually quite fun. Could we please skip the theological debate over which cult has better orgies? Says Valerie. I'm not impressed by your attempts to wound my pride. I like that line. I'm not really sure she is actually trying to attempt to wound my pride. Actually, I have been looking for this line for a while now. So I'll say it. Not going to say it this episode, though, because we're out of time for the day. So for right now, I'm Colonel RPG, and this has been Pathfinder Kingmaker. I really hope you've enjoyed it, and if you did, go ahead and leave a comment, like the video if you want to see the next episode come out sooner rather than later, but above all, thank you so much for watching, and I hope I'll see you next episode. Bye-bye.